Hi, folks. This is Rick Emmett of Triumph.
This is Mark Merrill, also known as Johnny B. Bad.
Hi, this is a best-selling author. I threw the best-selling in there. Best-selling author Dick Wybrow.
I'm Melanie from Second Shooter.
This is Jeff with Second Shooter.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Allen from Bridges Ablaze.
Hey, this is Sammy Lee, drummer of the band Red Rain.
Yo guys, it's Mark McKay.
Hey, this is Frank Fletcher.
Hola amigos, this is Billy Sheehan.
Hey guys, this is John Karabi.
Hi, this is Jim Valance.
What's up everybody, it's Logan from All the Pretty Things.
Hey guys, it's Leather Leone.
This is Nothing from Inside the Trojan Horse.
What's up guys, Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project.
My name's Reggie and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
It's time once again for the Weekly Pour, the show that knows everything about absolutely nothing. Here are your hosts, TbT and Ace.
That's us. I'm TbT. That guy over there is Ace. Welcome to episode 171 of the Weekly Pour podcast. We have got a lot of news to cover tonight. Lots of exciting stuff coming in. Thank goodness, because it's been pretty dry. First and foremost, we have to give mad props to the USA Olympic hockey teams.
No kidding.
Both the men and the female teams. Holy crap. Yay. Kick it. I won't say it.
Did you watch the men's gold medal game?
I did. That's the earliest I've been up on a Sunday in 17 years.
I wonder what the ratings were for that, because I bet a lot of people tuned in for that one.
Yeah, I would say so. And our normal thing is not to talk sports, but daggone, you can't not talk about that.
Well, and
how many years?
Oh gosh. In 1980, so 46 years.
Yeah, so that's math. And that's what you're here for, because I don't do math.
No, I don't either.
Oh, we're screwed.
That was easy math.
Yes. 50, 66. Yeah, whatever. 40-some years. Ridiculous.
So, the last time in 1980, I believe it was in Lake Placid.
Correct.
New York. I've been to Lake Placid. And the wife and I were talking about this the other day, because the Olympics have just, the Winter Olympics, the Summer Olympics, they've just exploded in how the Olympic Village and the whole things that you have to build and construct and all that stuff, plus the people that come to see the Olympics. And we were wondering how in the heck did they fit anyone in Lake Placid, New York, because that town is tiny. It's a Kincaid painting. That town is. It's so tiny.
Really? Not a big place at all.
No, not at all. It's beautiful, but not big at all.
I don't know. That's a very good question.
I wonder if it wasn't quite as the event that it is now. I was so young, I don't remember.
Yeah, me neither.
But I know every hotel. That along the interstate was probably full. I think we discussed that they were just packed with people.
Yeah,
all the way, all the way down the stretch of I think it's 81, Interstate 81 that you take.
Sure,
something like that, all the way down for miles. So you'd have to drive, an hour maybe to get to the Olympics just because your hotel's so far away.
Yeah. Small town, great thing. This time was Paris for the Winter Olympics. USA coming out with a win over Canada in the men's and the women's. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I just wanted to start things off by saying that. I don't think any of them are watching or listening, but still,
it's Paris?
Something cool. Was it Paris? I don't know.
No, weren't they in Italy?
Yeah, they were Italy. Isn't Paris in Italy?
No.
I know that. Say hello to everybody that's watching right now, watching the live show. We appreciate you guys. Jump into the chat. If you're in there, say hi. You don't have a conversation, but just jump in and let us know you're there. Be sure to hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. We are 2 subscribers away from hitting a milestone. So if you're a regular and you don't subscribe, number one, shame on you for not subscribing. and just hit the button. We won't know who it is because it doesn't send us an email that says such and such subscribe. So we'll never know. But if you're in, say hi, ask your questions if you got them. We're going to cover a bunch of news today from the Louder Than Life Festival, Metallica, Journey, Van Halen. There's some Van Halen news. We got all kinds of stuff. So if you've read the episode description, you know what's coming up. And yeah, we've got 55 more minutes to get through it all. Because every time we bring something up, Ace and I always put our 2 cents in, especially with one of the stories this week, which will involve the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Because our favorite subject.
Yeah, our favorite subject since the 2026 nominees have been released, but we'll get into that a little bit later. One of the first things, if not the second thing after the whole Olympic thing, one of the first things I want to get into is a rumor that we've been talking about for what seems like a month or two. And that rumor was that Metallica may or may not be in talks to do a residency at the Sphere. Of course, that's in Las Vegas, the big round globy thing that has pictures and stuff. Well, we can now put those rumors to rest, as a little bit earlier today, following months of relentless rumors and fever pitch speculation, it was announced today, this morning actually, that Metallica will debut its Life Burns Faster residency at Sphere in Las Vegas. This highly anticipated show is going to be for 8 nights. It's an 8-show run, and it's going to take place in October, the 1st and 3rd, 15th and 17th, 22nd and 24th, and 29th and 31st. I think they're skipping the 30th. And it's going to continue the thing that they've been doing for 2 years now, I guess going on 3, is the no repeat weekend. That's basically became a Metallica tradition where you won't hear the same song twice. You go to 2 shows, it's 2 total different sets. And that's killer. You can't find that hardly anywhere else. You go see a tour at a couple different spots, you're going to usually get the same lineup.
Right. And here's the thing, especially with the Sphere, these set lists are locked in when bands come and play because of the video effects and the lighting. Everything has to be synchronized. And that's one reason in modern concerts, we don't change set lists a lot anyway. So it takes away some improvisation. But in this case, it makes me wonder, are they setting up 2 sets of video play, lighting, light shows, pyro, because they're doing different sets? They might have to iron this out in advance. Not just the day of or the day before.
I'm in the middle of texting because I'm getting notifications right now that apparently
you're very important.
Well, no, it's totally about the show, especially with it being live. Apparently, because everybody knows that when we do this show live, and we have decided to a month ago or 2 or whatever, we decided to just strictly go live on YouTube before we post the show for all the other podcast platforms. We come in here, we do the show live. We've got a live chat that usually goes on. And I say usually because I'm getting a couple texts here that says the chat is not working.
Yeah, I didn't see anyone in the chat.
I just posted one myself. It showed up and then disappeared. So if you're posting chats and wondering why we're not paying attention to you, that's why, because we can't see it. Actually, I just saw yours. I saw Nat McFick, and I saw Mrs. TbT. So some of them are coming in. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on, nor do I really. I don't know what to do, but whatever. You know what? Here's what I'm going to tell you. If you have something to say,
just say it.
Text us. Text us at the show number. And I'm going to give that to you here in a second as soon as I find it. Because I don't remember it. That's one thing you don't have to do anymore is you don't have to remember numbers.
Right. We used to carry a phone book in our head.
Right. Like a rolling Rolodex or, yeah. If you want, call or text the show right now at 747-333-8977. 747-333-8977. Don't freaking call us and leave a voicemail right now in the middle of the show. Just send us a text. We'll get it. If it's a question, we'll answer it. Maybe. It depends on the question. But
maybe if you back out of YouTube and go back in as well, that might work.
Well, I've tried that. Nonetheless, it's not going to stop us from doing the show. It just means that everybody can be a stranger and we will not know who's in there. I'm going to get back to this story that we're talking about with Metallica officially announcing their Life Burns Faster residency at the Sphere. Hey, moderator Natalie's text just showed up, so maybe this is just a glitch with YouTube, and now they're starting to come in. Anyway, 2-night no repeat weekend tickets and single night tickets will go on sale starting March 6th. So you basically have a week, because March is next week. See, I know that I screwed that up last week. Those are going to go on sale at 10 a.m. Pacific time on March 6th. To register for tickets or for further information regarding pre-sales, enhanced experiences, travel packages, and more, there's a link, metallica.lnk.to/Metallica Sphere. This is huge. This is like Def Leppard's been doing theirs. And from everything I've heard, it's been awesome. The shows have been, phenomenal with what they're playing and, just the experience of being in the Sphere. And I don't know about you, but if you've been to a Metallica show, you know how much of a production they make every single show between fire pots and smoke bombs and, speakers. It's all part of the show. I cannot imagine how this show is going to be in the Sphere. I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
So now they won't be playing in the round, right?
I wouldn't think so.
That might be the only. Well, that'll be a big change. But the video packaging will be. I guarantee will be unique to this experience. They're going to have to do different ones for each night, and pre-plan all of this, and it's going to be so unique. What they were doing before was unique. With these 2 shows, no repeats, different opening bands every show. That was unique. This is kind of another level, and not just for the fans. Can you imagine what this does for Metallica?
Oh my gosh,
creatively.
absolutely.
Right. If they were getting a little tired of the grind, this might perk you up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. One of the articles I read, I'm going to read this little part here because I think it's kind of important. It says the band's Sphere residency will see live staples and surprises spanning the Metallica catalog, enhanced by the venue's immersive technologies that will allow fans to experience the sound and fury of the band's live performance in a new experimental dimension. Whether you've seen Metallica from upper reaches of a stadium or arena, at an intimate club or a theater gig, or from the famed Snake Pit surrounded by the 360-degree M72 stage, Sphere's technology, including the world's highest resolution LED display that wraps up, over, and around the audience. Sphere immersive sound, which delivers audio with unmatched clarity and precision to every guest, and multisensory 4D technology will present a wholly unique and entirely new Metallica experience for all who attend, including, like you just said, the members of Metallica.
Right. They've got to be pumped. And this is also, now this is not until October. And I don't have the dates in front of me, but also right now in rehearsal, Chris Angel is with Cooper, Alice Cooper and his band. They're rehearsing their gig coming up soon, which has got to be just a theatrical, jubilee.
Yeah, for lack of a better term, for sure.
Right. I mean, so my point being, the things going on in Vegas right now, and people say tourism in Vegas is down a bit, but boy, they're trying hard. They're trying hard.
Yeah.
There's so many good things to see. And you mentioned Def Leppard in their show, their residency that they're doing, and how well it's being received. Um, I've heard that too, and I've read about it. And apparently, they sound better than they have in a long time. And Joe Elliott sounds amazing. That so amazing that people are wondering if there's trickery going on. But one of the things that they do, because their harmonies are perfect.
Right.
Their harmonies are pitch perfect. They always have been. One of the things they're doing is Before Promises, which is one of their big singles, more current single. Um, they do an a cappella opening just to show how good they sound.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that. But yeah, it's being well received.
How could you not? How could you not try to experiment with something? Just something. You don't get to do this all the time. In Metallica's case, it's 8 shows. So
Right.
when you get to the rehearsals, it's like, oh, what can we do? Can you
Right.
imagine how one will be
That's what I was
perceived?
thinking. That's what I was thinking.
Holy cow.
It blows my mind to even think of the possibilities.
Yeah. This is one of those shows that I hope there's I hope there's footage. I'm not talking just social media, but almost hoping that this is one of those filmed experiences.
Pro shot.
Yeah, that they drop on something because I really want to see this. I don't think I'm gonna make it to Vegas to see any of these shows, but my gosh, bring it on. I'd pay per view it and probably pay to watch it.
You and I could not afford tickets to this.
Probably not. I didn't even look to
No.
see how much they were gonna be.
Well, they're doing a pre-sale coming up. I
Yeah,
think.
I know. I'm afraid.
Right. So,
Look.
yeah.
I just got a text in from somebody who says that they have Googled the issue through Google about YouTube, and apparently YouTube is having issues. I am really hoping that those issues are only going to be with the with texting. I actually have the broadcast going over here to my right. The show's left, and everything looks like it's going good except for the chat, which I don't know. It's kind of quiet and it's really not bad. I won't mention names, but yeah, whatever. I'll say it again because if you're new and you want to reach in with a question, be sure to text us at 747-333-8977. 747-333-8977. That spells something.
Does it?
Oh, yeah. 8977 is TWPP, the Weekly Poor Podcast.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I did that all by myself.
You pay extra?
No, but I sure did look at the phone to see which letters matched up with numbers. Can't figure that out. So yeah, mad props to Metallica. This is going to be amazing. I can't wait to see some footage. I'll even take footage from their rehearsals just to hear what it's like or what
That
they
right there.
ideas.
If they did some sort of a pro shot DVD type thing, streaming, whatever, rehearsal footage would be so cool to attach to that. And sound checks and things, the build up to the sphere, that would be really cool.
I think we should try to market that. Maybe they'll do it. Where did that text come from? Oh, that one was straight to me. I didn't need that. Now I'm getting picked on straight to my phone.
It's not your fault.
I won't mention who in the world it is, but it rhymes with moderator Natalie. Just leave it at that. She's getting mad because she can't talk. That's all right. So we get Van Halen. we get the news last week that Alex is working on some new music, some real interesting stuff there. And then all of
New.
a sudden, yeah, exactly, new. And then all of a sudden, and what I wasn't expecting to hear about was that, according to Alex, they were in talks about making a record. They, being Alex and Eddie before his death, they were in talks about making a record with someone. I wish this would have happened, because I think it would have been unique. It would have been cool to have heard this person really with Eddie, because we've heard this person alongside other incredible guitar players. But according to Alex, they were in talks about doing an album with none other than Ozzy freaking Osbourne. What? Number one. And number two, why did it not happen? I can tell you why it didn't happen.
Did it get into it in the article?
It did. It basically, they met with Sharon. Like, this went far. This wasn't one of those, oh yeah, we should do this. Van Halen. It got far. It got far enough that they were talking and sitting down with Sharon back in, I think, 2000.
Right. October of 2020. Is that right?
No.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, back in 2000, they started talking about it. But it just so happened that when everything could almost be agreed upon, it was time for them to start the Osbournes. Yeah, the TV show. So everything got pushed back once that got started. But in an interview that Alex recently had, he just confirms that there was talk of Ozzy making an album with him and, of course, Eddie, like we've already mentioned. There was a question about whether or not Eddie had actually once called Ozzy, inviting him to sing in Van Halen. And the article that during this interview, it was transcribed by our friends over at Blabbermouth. He goes, "Oh yeah, no, what? Huh? Is it yes or no?"
Right.
But it's oh yeah, no. Ed and I met with Sharon because we were at kind of a loss of which direction we wanted to go. That was probably in about 2000. It was right before they had the TV show. So we sat with Sharon. It was kind of an interesting evening. They called her a lovely lady in a male dominated world, included the information and the fact that they had played several times with Ozzy on the bill, and she was always there to support him, blah, blah, blah. So they got together, and the final thing they talked about was Sharon saying, okay, it sounds like a good idea. Let's do that. Let's make a record together. The only thing is that I have a meeting tomorrow with some people about a television show. And of course, the rest is history. And everybody knows how the show went. Could you imagine that?
She took I guess the right path, because that show put Ozzy in a whole nother stratosphere as far as fame and popularity. That's one reason that so many people know him. He became a household name from that.
Absolutely.
I have trouble imagining what this would sound like, because how do you make it special to, with the people that you have there, Eddie, Alex, Ozzy, because it can't sound just like an Ozzy record, can it?
No.
That's what I would be afraid of. And he's had phenomenal guitar players that
exactly
all became household names. That became like a launching ground. If you were Ozzy's guitar player, you were known.
Yeah,
it was a big deal. But Eddie's more than that. So we
he
would
was
have
already a name.
right. He's more than just, the guy on an Ozzy record. This is Eddie Van Halen, who inspired all of those guys.
Was this post Hagar?
Right. You said 2000. So think about this.
Exactly.
Van Halen 3 came out in 98.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's got a story about how they were asked or talked to by Eddie or Alex about being the singer.
Yeah.
We talked last week about Mitch Malloy coming in, when Gary Cherone was getting the gig.
Right.
So 1998, they put that record out. They tour. They don't know what they want to do now because they're not putting out another one with Cherone. I think they were planning on it. It just, it didn't happen. Mainly, I think, because the album didn't do well. So now what do you do? Well, let's not do a Van Halen record. Let's do something different and take a break from that, that type of music, and do something with Ozzy and get our creative juices going and get this whole different record going. I think if you approach it like that, man, you could really come up with some good stuff.
An Evening with Van Halen featuring vocalist Ozzy Osbourne. There you go.
Okay.
There's the name right there.
My gosh, that's a lot.
Could you have imagined that though?
Well, you could lean really heavy too. You could lean darker, you could lean heavier with Ozzy as your vocalist.
This could have given a Van Halen the opportunity to, because when I think of the difference between the Sammy Hagar Van Halen and the David Lee Roth Van Halen, I think Sammy's Van Halen, I don't want to use the word darker, but I want to say they were more, I'm trying to not be offensive here, but it sounded, okay, here we go. It sounded more serious, like serious songwriting,
Right.
versus
Seriously.
the party
Right. Party atmosphere.
Having Ozzy, even if it was just for a one-off album, just, and you don't have to call it Van Halen, because it's not. If he wasn't taking the spot of the lead singer, it's Van Halen was special guest, Ozzy Osbourne. I don't think we would have heard Ozzy singing Jump or Panama.
No, God, no.
But if they got together and did some songwriting, this could have been a very dark album. Not like dark. Yeah, dark. It could have been a very dark, Sabbathy, Ozzy album, heavy with riffs, right, and just, that would have brought out a complete different Eddie.
Think Fair Warning, only even more deeper into that darker, heavier sound.
Yeah.
Hagar talks about Balance being a darker record. Even though it's melodic because it's Hagar, that was a darker record. But man, they could really lean into that heavy, dark sound. It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, there's just one thing. Somebody's going to end up doing it with AI, just so we can see what it would have sounded like.
Right.
But I really wish something like that could have happened. I wish that would happen with a lot of bands. Not to replace a lead singer, but this is I think this would have been a special opportunity for something to happen. And it would have been an instant classic.
Because after this, they would do that record, they might tour, and then it's probably on to Van Halen business. Now we need to find a singer, put out a proper Van Halen record, all that.
Yep.
I mean, we got nothing from the Van Halen camp after Van Halen 3 until 2012.
Yeah.
So from 98 to 2012, nothing original. That's a long stretch.
Yeah. Man, that's one of those things to really think about, because that is an incredible what if. especially in the world of music, a what if of that magnitude, because that could have catapulted. I mean, not that they really needed it, but that could have kept, number one, it would keep Van Halen in the spotlight.
Right.
Holy crap! Do you see what they're doing with Ozzy? You know, did Ozzy still need to be in the spotlight at the time? No, but now it's almost because they toured together 79. I mean, it was a
Okay.
long, long freaking time ago.
Yes, that was the first tour.
Yeah. And for them to collaborate on something more than just a song, but for an entire album, I mean, I could talk the rest of our freaking time tonight on that, because I just think that would be so amazing.
Can you imagine? You mentioned the tour, having a band like Van Halen open for you if you're Sabbath, because this is Sabbath at the end of the Ozzy run. Reports were, of course, that Van Halen blew him off the stage. All of that. I don't know. I wasn't there. But the dichotomy of styles is so different. I mean, I don't get it. Like, who said that was a good idea? They're perfect together.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I don't know. Whoever, I don't know. That's an interesting question. I'd like to know and just see if they still have a job.
Right.
But
I mean, they're doing all their Van Halen one stuff. Roth is in his prime, jumping around, doing the splits and all of that. Eddie's up there playing Eruption, and then they leave the stage, and then we get the the plodding, heavy, slow moving locomotive that is Sabbath. When we have War Pigs and we kick it up with Paranoid, but I mean it's a whole different thing.
The vibe is incredibly different.
Exactly. Totally different bands, totally different styles.
Yeah.
I don't get it. But who else was coming out at the time anyway?
You need to look at the chat and see the text or the chat that actually came through.
What?
For those that are listening to this after it's posted, apparently Ace wears women's underwear. If you're just joining us late, our chat is not currently working on the live stream of YouTube, and apparently random texts or chats are being sent, and only a handful are getting through, and that just happened to be one that did make it. That's great. That's fantastic.
Why?
I guarantee that was somebody just posted a test. It's not going to go through. Bam. So maybe that's what it is. You have to say the word underwear if you want your chat to go through. Apparently, Ace and underwear in the same sentence. We're talking about lead singers, with the whole thing with Ozzy, possibly having vocals for Van Halen at one point in time, which again would have been badass. But the recent rumors that Steve Perry was going to join up with Journey for their Final Frontier tour have been addressed by Steve Perry himself. Remember, there was an interview that was done, I think, last Thursday, which we didn't talk about because we didn't know about it. So I guess we're going to just catch everybody up. Jonathan Cain, of course, keyboardist for Journey, claimed in an interview with Ultimate Classic Rock that Journey guitarist Neil Schon had been talking with Perry about the possibility of the singer making a guest appearance or a few on the band's upcoming tour. He said that Perry was thinking about it. He hoped he comes out. It's never too late. They have 100 shows, blah, blah, blah. And he hasn't said no. So he's going to leave it at that. Well, fast forward just a few hours later, and Steve Perry says, yeah, to all my friends, I've been hearing these recent rumors, and I'm going to talk to you directly. Well, I'm always grateful for the love people still have for Journey. The rumors about me joining the band are simply not true, and I want to gently put them to rest. I completely understand why people would hope for that. The music we created together means a great deal to me, but I'm continuing to explore new creative work and really enjoy working on new music that reflects where I am today. He finishes this with thank you for your continued support throughout the years. Your loyalty has never gone unnoticed, and I am forever humbly grateful. Sincerely, Steve Perry. Is this
It's a ruse.
factual?
It's a ruse.
Is this the who's coming into the Royal Rumble at number 29?
I honestly think that he is sincere in the fact that he is not coming in
Yeah.
for any shows, even one or two here and there, much like what Lou Graham did
Oh, sure.
recently with Foreigner. I think it would be great if he did. I understand, though. I think there's still a bit of a dynamic going on between the three core members, including Perry,
Right.
Sean, Kane. I think they want to extend this out, olive branch to him. I mean, it was just a few years ago. Neil Sean was posting on Instagram photos of him and Steve,
Right.
And complimenting how his voice, complimented his guitar work and loved to play with this guy again and things like that. This is not old. I mean, this is not new in the sense that they've been wanting to have him at least come out and do something with them. But
Yeah.
Steve Perry has zero interest in this.
Yeah. And I didn't realize that the final concert that Perry performed with Journey was in 1987. Now, they did have some one-offs, a performance in 1991 together, and then, of course, in 2005 when they received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. But holy moly, 1987.
Listen,
I had
they
no idea.
put out a record. Hang on. Let's see. They put out a record that they were actually going trial by fire in 1996. They were going to that was a reconciliation, and they were going to tour then. And right, but there were some health issues with Steve. I believe he was getting ready. Do you remember the behind the music? He talked about this, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was climbing a mountain or something in Hawaii or something. Right. Trying to get ready for the tour, and there was issues with that and health issues, and he, I believe, wanted to wait.
Right.
This is much like the Dennis DeYoung story, where he wanted to wait because of his health, and the band moved on without him. Same here. I think Neil said, you know what, there was a Journey before Steve Perry, so we'll just move on without him, and they get Steve O'Gerry, who did a fine job, and now Arnel Pineda. I think those things, though, are just sometimes hard to forget.
For sure.
I'm not saying that Steve Perry's holding a grudge. I'm just saying he knows that maybe he doesn't want to step back into that realm again. And he's got other interests. He's got other things going on. He's got music he wants to do. He gets plenty of attention when he does do something that he doesn't need any of it.
Yeah, but at the same time, and we say this with every freaking band that's doing reunions or final tours and all that stuff, it'd still be cool.
Oh, it would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I have tickets to the Ruoff show. Well, Indianapolis, March 17th. I'll be there, and I would love to see him pop up and do two songs at the end.
Yeah.
Faithfully, Don't Stop Believing. That'd be great.
Yeah. I think there's still a chance. I know you come out and you say, nope, I ain't doing it. But sometimes
money talks.
Literally what I was getting ready to say.
Money talks.
Sometimes money talks. So
yeah,
I think it's still a chance. We got 20 minutes left. That's going to leave us with I'm going to leave us about 15 for our last two stories. But before we get to those last two headlining stories, it is very important for everyone to realize that the most iconic all-star metal album on the face of the earth since Earth was formed billions of years ago is going to drop. I don't even know when, sometime. And it is going to feature 35 hand-picked metal icons. I don't know why you're already laughing. This is not a laughing matter. This album is going to be epic. It is going to be beyond epic. A swath of epicness.
I can't. What's a swath?
I don't know, but that word was also text to me, so I had to say it. The album details, including the title, the track list, the release date, the lead single, the roster of featured artists, has not been revealed. But what we can tell you is that this album will be sung, vocalized.
That's better.
Yeah, by none other than Bill William Shatner. That's right, folks. Captain Kirk himself.
I love it.
To infinity and beyond. That's his line, right?
No. No. To boldly go where no man has gone before.
That is exactly what I said. Yeah, so this isn't, we're not joking. William Shatner has announced this new all-star metal album featuring 35 hand-picked metal icons. This is not the first time.
I am Iron
Man. This is not the first time, of course, William Shatner has recorded with Zakk Wylde, Ritchie Blackmore, Henry Rollins, just to name a few in the past.
How did you get Ritchie Blackmore to do this?
He's done that. He's worked with Ritchie Blackmore previously.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
We don't know who's on the record yet.
No clue.
Okay.
But this album, this project came with Shatner's involvement in the upcoming Nuclear Messiah album Black Flame, where he's voicing an intro piece created with Chris Poland, who is, of course, the ex-Megadeth guitarist and a widely revered metal innovator. The collaboration didn't just set a tone, it sparked Shatner's inspiration to build a full-scale metal album with elite metal talent.
Now, are you telling me that all these years William Shatner has been listening to heavy metal and no one knew?
Did you watch him in Boston Legal?
Oh, I love that. I loved him in that show.
That should have answered your question. Absolutely.
Also, who is handpicking these people? Is Shatner sitting down and saying he's sitting down and saying, "I want Nuno."
You know he's going to be there.
Right. Well, he just walks in.
Yeah.
You know, I want Ritchie Blackmore.
He'll get 2 from Sleep Token.
There you go. You know, Mike Portnoy. Those guys all. You know, the guy, Sheehan, the usual suspects, right?
I don't know. The way this reads, I think it's going to be some epic metal superstars.
Well, I named superstars. Now,
metal.
Are these going to be covers?
No. I think they're going to be originals.
Original spoken word songs.
Shatner's chats. I don't know.
You know, you leave it to Shatner, and I love William Shatner, but leave it to Shatner that it's been quiet for him for a little bit.
Yeah.
That he's got to find something to do. And if no one's going to book him, he'll book himself.
Yeah, he will. And you know who will be there?
Oh, I will.
Yeah, we will be there because I will go watch William Shatner. I am surprised.
You remember Pat Boone's in a metal mood record, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
And how much fun that was.
It was fun, yeah. I'm not
Yeah,
going
I
to be
think
jamming it, rolling down country hills in the middle of summer, but still.
the stuff like this they're fun novelties. Even the Dolly Parton record, I don't listen to daily, but when it came out, I had to hear it,
Yeah.
and that's what this is going to be. I got to hear it. I got to hear what Shatner's going to do. Uh, I love Shatner and how he doesn't take himself too seriously. He's not afraid to do these things. How old is he? He's 95 or something, isn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, still kicking, still ticking along, doing stuff. He's awesome.
William Shatner is 94. He turns 95 on March 22nd. So 95-year-old William Shatner coming out with a metal album. Bless his heart.
This man is not. There's not a genre he's not touched. He wrote science
Did
fiction
he do
books.
porn?
Well, okay. I'm sorry. Not that I know of.
Okay.
And I hope not.
True that.
But science fiction novels that he's been involved in,
right?
Movies, spoken word, poetry, now metal.
Yeah.
Guy's been busy.
Yeah, and he's just nonstop, which it's good. I am sure as we get more information about that, we will pass it on because that is one of those unique things that we cannot let go without mentioning again on this show. So just wait. We're going to round this out with our last two stories, pretty big ones, in my opinion. We'll save the last one because that's probably going to take the most time. So I'm going to try to get through this one a little bit quicker. The one of the largest independent producers of destination music festivals in America has announced the lineup for the 2026 Louder Than Life Festival that is set in Louisville, Kentucky. It will take place September 17th through the 20th for the 12th edition of the festival. This one is delivering the absolute largest lineup in the festival's history and the biggest bill ever assembled by Danny Wimmer Presents. That's the people that are putting it on. Louder Than Life 2026 will feature nearly 200 bands spanning all rock genres across 7 stages. And that's going to be topped on Thursday, September 17th by Iron Maiden, Pantera, and Megadeth. Friday, September 18th, My Chemical Romance, Pierce the Veil, A Day to Remember. Saturday, September 19th, Limp Bizkit, Papa Roach, Sublime, and then rounding out Sunday, September 20th, Tool, Gojira, and Danny Elfman. Those are just what they're considering the headliners. The entire lineup is incredible. 200 bands. We're talking Papa Roach, Baby Metal, Hailstorm, Alice Cooper, Ice Nine Kills. I could go on and on, but I don't have time to sit here and read through 200. If you're interested in masked bands, much like we had Sleep Token last year, this year we have President. Ministry, Anthrax, Killswitch Engage, Bad Flower. I mean, this list just goes on and on and on. Butcher Babies. One cool thing, I'm going to try to find this real quick. On one of the nights, I knew I'd lose it as soon as I tried looking for it. One of the evenings, they are going to have Saturday, September 19th will also feature one of the most prominent all-female fronted stage lineups assembled at a major U.S. rock festival. That stage lineup will feature Hailstorm, In This Moment, Lindsey Sterling, Icon for Hire, Cami Kehoe, Orianthe, and Diamante. All female bands, incredible. This lineup is phenomenal. There are still a few to be named. One of the biggest heavy bands of the modern era will be announced at a later date. So there's still something brewing. A mystery guest band will make its live debut, and a very special guest, which is the one I just mentioned, one of the biggest heavy bands of the modern era.
I would love to see if they can match the crowd that Sleep Token brought.
Oh my gosh! I need to find that that
last
photo
year.
again.
We talked about that a lot. Real quick before we move on, the Rocklahoma headliners were announced today as well. Godsmack on Friday, September 4th, Papa Roach, Saturday the 5th, and Slayer headlining on Sunday, September 6th, marking the 40th anniversary of Rain and Blood.
Man,
So that's Rocklahoma headliners.
40 years. That's insane. That makes me feel old. That makes me feel almost as old as Natalie, the moderator. Chat's kind of coming alive a little bit. And Kathy mentions that she thinks maybe it might be Slipknot. I don't think it will be. Slipknot's been there before. And I really hope it's not, because I think that'd be a waste of an announcement. But that's just my opinion on Slipknot. I'm glad to see the chat hopping. Thanks, guys. I'm glad it's like the last 5 minutes of the show and it's going. But my gosh, hopefully it won't be that way. Our final story that we've got the last few minutes to talk about. We finally got our nominees for the 2026 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. And of course, just like always, when this comes out, 90% of them are not rock and roll.
But we're getting better all the time.
Yes.
And this group's interesting, though. Continue.
Very much interesting. The list, there's 17 performer nominees that came out today. I don't know. Those nominees are as follows: The Black Crowes, Jeff Buckley, Mariah Carey, Phil Collins, Melissa Etheridge, Lauryn Hill, Billy Idol. I'm excited about Billy Idol. In Excess, Iron Maiden, once again, Joy Division, New Order, New Edition, because they're real rock and roll. Oasis, unless they're fighting. Sade, Shakira. I did skip one. I know you're looking at this list going, you skipped one. I did intentionally. Shakira. That's
how
like
old
saying
am I
Bad
now?
Bunny. I don't know. Luther Vandross, the Wu-Tang Clan, and last but definitely not least, this will make you feel old when you think about that it takes 24 years from their first album, Pink.
Crazy. I didn't look. I mean, I looked at this list this morning, but I missed that Shakira is on this list.
Yeah.
And has it really been that long since she put out that first record?
Well, apparently so.
My goodness, it does not. And Pink being on the list is great, but we're getting to the point where these are very recent memories. Some of these performers.
Yeah.
And it is a mix. Here's the thing too. We run into these artists that we like some of these we like, but they're not rock. So it's hard to, you don't want to like diss them and say they shouldn't belong, but they don't belong here. I've told you before, I like Mariah Carey when I'm in the mood for that type of music, but I don't know that she belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But again, it has not been that since its inception, really.
Right. I'm gonna backtrack on what I said about 24 years. Artists must have released their first commercial recording at least 25 years.
Yeah, 25 years
before they're eligible for induction.
My gosh, really?
You know what I'm doing right now is I'm looking up Shakira.
Yeah, look up the date.
And I want to. She's 49 years old. Number one.
Holy hell! Are you kidding?
I wouldn't shit you. You're my favorite turd.
I said kidding, but okay.
Oh, I wouldn't kid you. You're okay. Let me go to her discography. Her first album dropped in 1991.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I
That's
didn't realize
over
that.
30 years ago.
You know,
I quit this podcast because I feel old talking about
well,
music.
look at Pink. Pink was what, mid 90s?
I'll tell you in just a second.
96.
I like Pink.
Well, I'll get into that in a second.
Pink, let's get to her discography. Her first album, nope, that's filmography. Sorry. Her first album, okay. 2000.
Oh, okay. I was off quite a bit. I will defend Pink a little bit in the sense that as much success she has in the pop realm, she has rock elements in her music that make it more palatable.
Absolutely.
I actually enjoy a lot of her stuff because she's got grit to her vocal. She's got a great voice.
Yeah.
Her songs are catchy, and there's always a rock element.
Yep.
It's not just fluff or ballads or a bunch of just processed bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll defend that one a little bit. Phil Collins, I think, deserves to be in there definitely.
That one excites me. Of course, so does Iron Maiden, the Black Crowes. Those are fantastic.
Could you escape the radio in the 80s without hearing Phil Collins, either with Genesis or solo?
No,
he was everywhere.
Never.
Everywhere.
Not just radio, but MTV and VH1.
Right.
Because the slower stuff was getting played on VH1. His modern stuff was on MTV. All of it was on the radio. So yeah, you could not escape him. But he's also not only just a classic, he's phenomenal.
Oh, definitely, and always spot on with how he sounds and how he portrays a song. I mean, never did I think when he was in Genesis as their drummer, when they replaced Peter Gabriel, they would replace him with someone that was so talented.
Yeah. Although I still have never found out what a studio
What
is.
is the studio? That's supposed to be her name, isn't it?
I think so.
Why would you name your child Susudio?
It's about a boy who has a crush on a girl he can't have, and Susudio became the stand-in name he used for her. Over time, the made-up word just stuck and became part of pop culture. Who names their kid Susudio?
Or how's that a stand-in name?
Or
not Emma or
where was she from? Saskatchewan?
Maybe.
Hello, I am Susudio from Saskatchewan.
Is that a
literally did
Saskatchewanian
not
accent?
sound like a Saskatchewanian accent. That's horrible.
Iron Maiden, of course, deserves to be in, not just nominated.
Yeah.
Well-deserved nomination, needs to be in. In Excess. That's interesting because how big was their discography? What, 3-4 records?
Yeah. It's pretty cool. The 10 nominees, there's only 10 of these 17 that are appearing on the ballot for the first time. That includes Phil Collins and Melissa Etheridge and In Excess and New Edition and Pink, Shakira, Luther Vandross, Wu-Tang Clan. Nominees will be voted on by more than 1,200 artists, historians, and music industry professionals.
Etheridge also had a rock element to some of her early stuff.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, I say that just to justify the fact that I could be behind them getting inducted, just on that alone. Obviously, there's the influence that people have on other artists and things like that that are going to help.
Yeah.
More than anything. Honestly, if we're picking, is Oasis on there for the first time?
I don't know.
I'm if so, I'm surprised they won't go in. If they don't go in right away, I would.
They're not a first time nominee.
No, okay.
No, not at all. Well, we told you we had some good stories today. I think we've covered them.
We'll get into snubs next week.
Yeah, right. This is not the last time we're going to be talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2026 induction list, because once it gets narrowed down and we start actually seeing some. If you remember, we had the whole Pahish Fish from last year who
Right.
was leading the vote for the fans, and then they did not make it in. So this will be a story we will continue to follow because it's interesting. And we like to complain about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So thanks for joining us tonight. We will, of course, be back next week. Hopefully the chat will be working, even though it decided to work the last 10 minutes. So yeah. Don't forget, text us, send us a freaking voicemail, all that fun stuff. I've already given you the number like a dozen times tonight. But again, it's 747-333-34. I don't remember what it was. I don't know. Just rewind this and find it. Or moderator will put it in the chat. Or don't. Just email us. Go to the episode description. It's there. Promise. We'll see you guys next week.